bullpen watching tomato plants grow.
I was just about ready to tell you another one that I was watching.
No, I want you on the field, like when you were on the field, and it could be college, high school, when you went, this is really something special.
Shoot, man.
Right,
greatest game I ever played. You're the guy telling me I need to get on a playoff team. I've never played a playoff game. I don't know. How great can the game be?
You got 1 year left in your contract?
Well, I have 1 year left before I'm a free agent.
And you like playing in Baltimore?
I do. It's a great city.
You're very open about it. You love the fans. You love the place. It's Camden Yards.
Absolutely.
So if you had your druthers, you would like the Orioles to pony up the cash, and you want to stay in Oriole for a long time?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding. No. You know what? It's up to them. There's plenty of places that would be enjoyable. I like Baltimore. My family likes Baltimore. And, I love Anaheim this time of year. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. October?
Oh, shoot.
I noticed. Can I mention what he's holding?
No.
All right. Well, really?
You can do whatever you want.
There's a pair of New York Yankee baseball shoes in your hotel
room. How'd those get in my hotel room?
Now, were those from the MLB Man Cave that you went to?
The Man Cave.
Sounds like a gay bar.
Fan Cave.
Did you go to the Man Cave?
MLBFancave.com.
Right. Where did you get those shoes?
You know what? I have a friend at Nike.
I know you. First of all, let me let you up the hook. Jeremy Guthrie, if you follow him on Twitter, jguthrie46, is an enormous shoe collector.
Sneakerhead.
Sneakerhead. So that's why there would be other shoes. Is that part of your collection?
That is part of my collection. That is a pair of exclusive Nike trainers with the Yankee logo on the heel. And you know what? I needed a pair of shoes that I was going to beat up, destroy, and not care about, and so I put them on.
What's worth more money, $1,000 or CC Sabathia's underpants filled with quarters?
I'm going to go with the underpants filled with quarters.
He's a biggin. How many wins do you think you would have this year if you pitched for the Texas Rangers? How many do you have, 9 this year?
I had 9.
9?
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me, 9. That's your story. You're sticking to it.
Yeah.
I'm doing Chris Penn's dialogue, but I'm not doing the voice.
9, that's your story. You're sticking to it. That's what you're telling me, 9. The guy you just shot did 5 years in a federal prison. You're going to tell me he's going to decide out of the fucking blue to rip us off? Why don't you tell me what really happened, Jeremy Guthrie?
Maybe 12.
12 for the Rangers?
Yes.
So you're telling me the Rangers' bats are good for 3 wins? I say more than that.
Well, the big difference is hopefully I wouldn't have got 17 losses.
No, you definitely would not have.
Well, that's the key,
What was
right?
your ERA this year?
4.33.
A 4.33 ERA in Arlington, that gets you 15 wins.
It could.
It will. Next year, you and CJ, 1-2, right there, buddy.
Well, they got to re-sign CJ.
They will. It's going to go CJ Wilson, then you, then Holland, and then
the Dutch oven?
Ike Obaganda, whatever his name is.
Okay.
Don't you find it odd that the Beehive State of Utah always is advertising Dutch ovens? Do you always think about farting under the blankets?
They don't have Dutch ovens there, do they?
What?
Like the ones on the back page of the USA Today?
The Dutch ovens, the whole state is Dutch. Like, come in here, we have Dutch ovens.
Come on.
All right.
I've never seen a Dutch oven.
People in Salt Lake, Utah, you know my peeps, Cougar Valley, please tweet Jeremy Guthrie, jguthrie46.
If you have a Dutch oven.
Photos of Dutch oven signs in Utah. What is... you were valedictorian of your high school?
I was.
Did you have to give a speech?
I did.
What was it? Do you remember it?
I did my speech with Jessica Morris. Great student.
She was smoking hot. Dude.
Great student.
She was smoking hot. Right?
Great student.
All right. Mrs. Wallace? What was the teacher's name?
Mrs. Wallace.
Mrs. Wallace, Jessica Morris. You got to pick one. You got to pick one.
I went to church with both of them.
That's even hotter. Hey, choir practice. Time to change into our role. Oh, my God. You got to pick one.
I ain't picking none of them.
You have to pick one.
I'm not picking anything.
This is a big baseball jinx. Do you want to start 0-4 next year?
No.
Pick one.
I started 1-0 this year.
Pick one.
It was all downhill after that.
Pick one. You start 4-0. No?
Leanne Wallace?
There you go. Would you rather go to the Hall of Fame having never played in a playoff game in your entire career, or be pretty much the exact same career you have now, be about 10 games, we'll round up. 10 games under 500, you pitch another 8 years, and then 1 October, you're the World Series MVP. Would you rather be a World Series MVP?
Oh, I think I take that.
never get to the postseason, and be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I like the World Series MVP. If you said just get to the World Series and it's a crapshoot, that's a tough one.
No, I'm telling you, like Scott Brocious, journeyman third baseman, Yankees pick him up, hits 260 his whole life, right? Scotty Brocious. And that one October, the son of a bitch just catches fire. He's the Scott Brocious, the World Series MVP. Remember?
I like that. I like that. I like that. Hall of Fame.
Every human being I've asked that question says Hall of Fame. And I don't understand
I like
how
MVP.
You could possibly pick the Hall of Fame. Oh, Matt Frost says Hall of Fame, no question. My wife says Hall of Fame, no question. Jason Stewart from the Jim Rome Show. Kyle Brandt from the Jim Rome Show. Every single person I've asked this question says Hall of Fame. And to me, I'm like, the only Matt's nodding his head. Speak up, because no, you're not on mic. Why would you fucking play the game unless the other 24 guys know that you're playing to take them into October? If you're just half-assing it, who gives a shit about October? I'm going to the fucking Hall of Fame. Look at me. You're going to be Ernie Banks? You know what they say about Ernie Banks? They go, there goes Ernie Banks. You know he never played in the World Series?
They do?
One of the greatest baseball players that ever
Get on the mic.
though, Ernie Banks.
Get on the mic. Cool, you got to really...
Hey, put your name on it, Matt. Put your
You
name
got to
on
get
it.
really into it for real.
One of the greatest baseball players that ever played the game, Ernie Banks.
And how many rings does he have?
0.
Get on the mic.
0.
How about Ted Williams?
One of the greatest ball players that ever played a game.
But don't you think it burned Ted Williams' ass every late September that he didn't get to the World Series? Don't you think every time Ted Williams, after coming back from shooting down Koreans, no offense, no, you're Japanese and you're Chinese, right? Are you guys going to be okay? We got a Chinaman and we got a Japanese man in the same room. Is there going to be a fight? It's the peninsula and the island that are the problems, right? The mainland China, everybody just bows down and respects it, right, man? No worries.
We all eat rice here. We're fine.
I'm a white rice addict. That's just because I have diarrhea constantly. So you would definitely rather be a World Series MVP.
Yeah, you know what? Rick Dempsey, World Series MVP.
Do you have any
1983.
stories about players that played past 1998?
No. Rick Dempsey.
You're going to give me shit
Rick
about it.
Dempsey is still living the dream of being a World Series World Series MVP. So
If you were a World Series Hall of Famer, that would be cool. There'd be a Hall of Fame just for World Series MVPs.
They should be.
David Eckstein, World Series MVP, 5'5", 114 pounds. Did you know he was that small?
Laser Show.
What's that mean?
Dustin Pedroia.
Laser show?
He's the Laser Show.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's his nickname.
Why? Do you know why?
Because he says he hits lasers.
Oh,
a laser
okay.
show and
That
he
makes
hits.
sense. And was he a World Series MVP?
No.
He was MVP.
Just an American League MVP.
He was the American League MVP and a second baseman with those stupid Abe Lincoln mutton chops he walks around in.
What's a mutton chop?
This kind of
Speaking of mutton chops, how about Shaquille O'Neal's face with the big chops? What does it look like?
Jeremy Guthrie is on this podcast because he's a fan of the podcast. He's a good sport, and he got really excited and happy when I was killing Michael Jordan for having a Hitler mustache in the Hanes commercial. And I posed the question, what's a worse facial hair faux pas for a black athlete? Michael Jordan's Hitler mustache or Shaquille O'Neal where he had sideburns and no other hair on his head whatsoever, so his face was always in parentheses. And that, for some reason, that's never left your head.
Oh, shoot.
I got other questions for you. So the greatest game you were ever in hasn't happened yet.
I don't
gonna
think
be
so.
a couple years from now when
absolutely
you're in
has not
October.
happened. Has not happened.
Best manager you ever played for? We know Buck's great. We know Buck's a Hall of Fame manager. Who's the manager you played for?
Well, he's the best manager I've ever played for.
What makes him so great? What separates him from just every other guy?
You know what? I love the way he talks baseball. Always talking baseball, and he's always concerned about everything imaginable. He'll be out.
He's a micromanager?
Absolutely. He'll be out in left center field while we're hitting batting practice, and the pitchers are out there shagging, catching the balls.
Shagging meaning having sex with other baseball players?
Yeah, exactly. Shagging meaning picking up the baseballs, Jay. And he'll be wondering...
This podcast is huge in England, so you got to clear this up.
He'll be wondering how we're going to fix like the burnt piece of turf in the bullpen where the catcher always sits, and so it has a little hole worn into it 2 hours before the game. How are we going to fix that little piece of turf?
Wade Boggs played third base for the Yankees, and who was the shortstop
And
right
for the-
before
and for
Jeter?
the Rays.
It was like Mike Gallego. No, he was like but Buck Showalter. I forget who was. I don't think Wade Boggs played with Buck Showalter. Did he, Matty? No. But the left side of the Yankee infield was like piss poor range wise. Like Mike Gallego was like 5'5", and the third baseman I forget was not very good. the grass was an inch higher on the left side of the infield.
Oh, really? He just cut the left side longer?
So he was that guy.
Absolutely.
He was the guy that went out there and said, well, our guys don't have much range. Keep the grass an inch higher. on
Hey,
this side
attention to
slow it down."
detail. But I like that. He's always thinking, how can we get better? How can we do something better? And I appreciate that.
Tony Fernandez. Have you ever had a manager where you were like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Absolutely. Want me
Well,
to name
did
him?
you, yeah. You got to name somebody.
Put your name on it.
You're not going to say who it is.
Why would I put my name on that?
Why don't you write it down, and then later I'll work it in naturally into the conversation. But I'll say it. I'll give you my word. I'll say it with two other names. Therefore, no one will know which one I really mean. I like in the book, I told you on audible.com, I got /J Mohr. Just go to the site and do it, and then they're going to give us a lot of money to make a really high-end tits out podcast.
Hey, am I doing as well as Kevin Nealon?
You're doing way better because you're a dick. You wrote J Mohr on the piece of paper. Why would you write it down?
You see, you already broke your promise. You said you'd say two names. It was a test. I said one name. The one
You
I
have failed. You brought great shame.
He what? He lied and he failed.
You bring great shame to podcast.
Come on. You don't know what movie I just quoted to you. One of my all-time favorites, License to Drive with the Coreys. Holy crap. What a movie. What a movie.
Now,
Mercedes Lane.
if you could share a room in spring training with Corey Haim, assuming they're both alive, Corey Haim, that really is the key to enjoying spring training, is being a living person. Corey Haim or Corey Feldman, you can only room with one Corey for all of spring training.
I choose Corey Haim in a heartbeat because I love the little laugh he does, right? When he gets he passes the driving test. You're in luck, Anderson. The cup was empty. He's like, by the way, that was Uncle Phil in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air playing the DMV guy when he passed his test. I like Corey Haim. I like the little laugh he does.
So your dream scenario is going to...
No, it's not my dream scenario.
No, I didn't say what it was yet.
No, well,
Your dream scenario would be going to pitching for the Anaheim Angels, and in between World Series games, going to an NSYNC concert with Corey Haim.
No. Come on.
What?
It's a lot. It's a lot of random things you just threw into one assumption.
Yeah, it's all one giant assumption.
No, that's not right. None of it's right.
You love NSYNC.
Yeah, but not with Corey Haim.
Why not? You just said you liked him.
I don't know if he likes him. You got to go with someone else that likes him.
So you go with Dave Risk.
Dave Risky.
Oh, how you know what? That might be the best plane I've landed in podcast history to pull Dave Risk out of my ass. What? Do you have any superstitions before you pitch?
You know what? I used to eat a hamburger before every start, no matter what.
I don't like when people try to mix food into their superstitions. Like, Wade Boggs is a fucking crazy person. Before every game, he eats fried chicken. That just means he's fucking hungry and he likes fried chicken. That's not a superstition. It's not exactly like having what's the guy from Major League? Abu.
There is. You know what? Lucky for me, I lose enough that any superstition I may have gets washed away because if you keep losing, you just keep switching, and then you never have a routine.
So you would think if you led the league in losses twice, you would stop coming out to Justin Bieber.
I told you I pitched 4 scoreless to Justin Bieber. I only came out to him once.
Yeah, but there's 9 innings in a game.
You know what?
My nuts, 4 scoreless. What about the other 5 innings?
No, I went 6 scoreless.
You just said 4 scoreless. And 7
Well, I
years
was
ago,
up 4-0
You're up 4-0.
after 6.
And then what happened?
We lost.
So then how could Justin Bieber be the guy you keep coming out to?
Because never say never.
Why don't you come out?
I came out to Unchained, so your suggestions from
Unchained
here on...
off the table.
Yeah, it sucked.
It doesn't suck.
7 earned.
Well,
Well, what?
It's not because of the song.
guaranteed a win.
I also get Sport Robe did the trick for you too.
Well, yeah, but you didn't even guarantee that. That just
I will
happened.
say this: when you downloaded my podcast, you won 3 in a row. That's a fact.
No, I downloaded
That's
your
a fact.
podcast in July and lost plenty in between.
Bro, that is a fact.
That's not a fact at all.
I'm going to get you to curse.
I downloaded that thing in July.
When you told me you listened to it, I tweeted you private message that you won 3. You haven't lost. I don't want to jinx it, but you won 3 in a row since the podcast.
No, you talked about the robe.
No, you got a no decision.
That's
in the robe.
sportrobe.com.
What song can you what do you think opening day, let's say you're the Orioles opening day starter? Celine Dion?
No, opening day next year. You know what? I'm going to go with the hot hand. It could be a number of things. There's so many songs that are going to come out between now and then.
Lady Gaga?
It could be. I used to come out to Poker Face.
Really?
A lot of wins to Poker Face.
Well, you had 9 wins in the whole season. You're telling me a
No,
majority
that
of
was
them-
3 years ago
Oh, 3 years ago?
when I got 10.
You're a good pitcher.